No one at Riverside Constructions had ever seen the new guy before. Dressed in dusty jeans and a worn-out t-shirt, Marcus Gray blended right in with the workers. What no one knew was that Marcus was the only son of David Gray, the black billionaire CEO who owned the entire construction company. His father had built the empire from scratch, starting as a laborer himself. But Marcus, fresh out of college, wasn't ready to be handed a silver spoon. He wanted to understand what real work meant, the kind that dirtied your hands and tested your soul. On his first day, Marcus introduced himself as Mark, the foreman. A tough, sharp-tongued man named Rick laughed at his soft hands and clean boots. "You won't last a week here, kid," Rick sneered. The others joined in, tossing him the hardest tasks, carrying bricks under the sun, mixing cement, and cleaning tools long after everyone else had gone home. They mocked his polite speech, his hesitation, and the way he asked questions instead of pretending to know it all. But Marcus didn't break. Each morning, he showed up earlier than everyone else, working silently, learning quickly, and treating every man and woman on the site with respect. A few workers began noticing, especially Luis, an older man who'd worked under the company for 20 years. One day, Marcus helped Luis fix a faulty scaffold that could have caused a fatal accident. "You've got a good head on your shoulders, kid," Luis said, clapping him on the back. Weeks passed, and whispers began about how the new worker was doing. Management-level math in his notebook. During lunch breaks, how he treated janitors and welders alike like equals. Then one afternoon, Rick cursed out a janitor, calling him useless trash. Marcus couldn't hold back. "You don't talk to people like that," he said firmly. Rick shoved him and laughed until Marcus' father, David Gray, arrived for a surprise inspection. When the CEO walked up to Mark, he smiled knowingly. "I see you've learned more than any boardroom could teach you," David said. The workers froze, jaws dropping as Marcus took off his hard hat. "Everyone," David announced, "this is my son, your new assistant manager." The site fell silent. Rick's face turned pale. That evening, David fired Rick on the spot for disrespecting his team and promoting a toxic culture. Turning to the workers, he said, "My son came here to learn humility and teamwork, and he found both in some of you." Marcus looked around, his eyes meeting Luis's. "From today," Marcus said, "we build not just buildings but respect." The men cheered. For the first time, they weren't just workers, they were part of a legacy built on dignity, equality, and the strength of every hand that laid a brick.